How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a one-turn EX setup for the upcoming Wind Guild War. And this setup is going to be performed using no gacha characters, only characters that can be obtained as a free-to-play character. Although if you did miss their events, then unfortunately you will not have access to these characters. But these characters are free. I'm not using any gacha characters, no whale weapons or anything like that. This is something that hypothetically anybody, I do that with air quotes, anybody should be able to do. So first, let's take a look at the team itself. This setup is going to be done with the new Chrysaor job. Chrysaor is going to allow us to do double Ogi with our MC, which will feed a lot of meter to our other characters. Lyria is just a very good one-turn kill type of character with her ability to give damage, attack up and crit up to the entire team, as well as deal very high damage with her Ogi. She can be obtained by going into the side stories and doing What Makes the Sky Blue Part 1. Levi is from the Attack on Titan collab, and he is another character that has very high Ogi damage thanks to his third skill, which gives him Assassin for one turn. And finally, Meteon is a very important unit. He's from the Platinum Sky event, and he's important because not only can he increase his own Ogi damage very high using his Accelerate stacks, but he's also able to give the entire team a buff as well as lower the defense of the enemy. The last character who is mandatory for this setup is Arthur from the Divergent Knighthoods event, and the reason that we're using him is because he has a passive that says when he's on the back line, this works on the back line, it boosts all wind allies charge bars by 5%, and we're going to need that 5% in order to get Levi to 100% meter when we do this process. If you do not have Arthur, but you do have Water Charlotta SSR, you can use her instead, since she has basically the same passive, but it works for all elements, not just wind. For the weapon setup, you guys can see it on the right, but this is what we're going to be using. The mandatory weapon here is one Windhose from the Proving Grounds event, and the reason that you need the Windhose is because of its Ogi effect. On charge attack, we're going to be giving 10% boost to all allies' charge bars, although it is going to be more than 10% because Meteon has a buff that gives increased charge bar gain to the entire party. And it also boosts CA specs until end of turn. And it's going to give us extra chain burst damage thanks to the Chain Force weapon skill. All the other stuff is just very, very basic stuff. I have a Snap Blade here that I'm using as my other main hand. If you have double Windhose, you can do that, and it will save you one click. It will save you one button. All of the other stuff is just very basic 6-gun setup. This is the kind of stuff that you can do right when you hit 101. Although Tia Omega 4-star cannot be done until you hit level 120 because you need to host Grimnir in order to unlock the 4th star. As far as summons, normally I would use a different summon setup than this. Like normally I would have like a Raphael, I have an FLB Bahamut that I would normally use, but for the purposes of this video, we're just going to be using basically stat sticks that basically anybody of like rank 101, rank 120, around that area should be able to get. Alright, as far as the skills that we're going to be using, we're going to be using Dual Arts, Miserable Miss, and Splitting Spirit. So, oh, looks like I need to pick a new summon because I've been sitting here for too long. So, hopefully I can find a Grimnir 140 in the new ones. Well, let's do a Grimnir 120 instead of a 140 and see if this works out. This should be enough though. Alright, so this is an 8-button setup, and we're gonna start by hitting every button on MC. Since we only have one copy of Windhose in the grid, Blade Switch is necessary, and Blade Switch in conjunction with Dual Arts will make it so that Windhose Ogi activates twice. And it's important that you put the Windhose in the auxiliary slot in order to make this happen. So we're gonna hit all the buttons on Meteon, we're gonna hit the Assassin skill on Levi, and we're gonna hit the Crit skill on Lyria. As you can see, the Blade Switch plus Dual Arts combination causes Windhose to activate twice. And there we go! 16 million damage. So, hopefully you guys can make use of this video. And obviously, if you have other characters, there's definitely a lot of room for creativity to come up with your own setups. I've seen a setup with John, and then of course, if you have like Eternals, you could probably put those in as well. But yeah, this is just a setup that basically anybody can use. Doesn't require any Gacha characters, no Eternals. And yeah, this just shows, at least for me, it shows how good of a class Chrysaor is for one-turn setups. So hopefully you guys can come up with some cool setups of your own for future Guild Wars. Thanks for watching. Bye.